The following letter from Jack Arthur Wombs is from the 6th of the 12th, 2005. To whom it may concern. I, Jack Wombs, am writing this letter to the public and media because I have such strong feelings about what my appeal should stand for. But I would just like to state before I spell out my strong feelings that most of the time the police in the UK do a very hard, professional needed public service, and that any logical person in the UK know and accept that to be so. We all only have to imagine the amount of anarchy there would be without the police. Police public duty. This is to maintain public order, protect the public, investigate crimes against the rule of the law, the public law. And after a police investigation of a crime against the rule of the law, they must present their truthful findings to the Public's Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, who in turn present that same truthful evidence to a public court where 12 members of the public make the final decision as to if a member of the public has broken the rule of the law. There can be no other fairer way than to have the public who pay for the police, the CPS, the courts, and if needed, the prison service to make that final decision on a defendant's life. The public, which are all our jurors, make that final decision with the true belief that the police and CPS have given them the full facts of their investigation, which is called a fair trial. Public being deceived. Darren Nicholls was the chief prosecution witness at my trial. Without him, there was no case. He was portrayed to the jury at my trial as a member of Steele and Wombs' gang, and at the same time being involved with DC Wolfgang Bird and DS Phil Stimpson of the Essex Police, the two Met police officers, in criminal activities. Remember, DC Bird and DC Simpson was arrested the day after Steele, Wombs and Nicholls. Darren Nicholls stated from the witness box that he was giving evidence against Steele and Wombs because they were forcing Nicholls to commit crimes that he did not want to, and that if Steele and Wombs found out that Nicholls was informing on them, then Wombs and Steele would murder him. Darren Nicholls stated from that same witness box, "I have always believed something has to happen for you to receive a reward. I have got no reward for anything. I wasn't looking for a payment. I gave information because I wanted them arrested. It was very useful." Darren Nicholls also stated that he and DC Wolfgang Bird had made a story up to the Essex Police in which Nicholls had received information out of a pub out of Braintree that 100 kilograms of drugs had been dumped in a lake. Once the drugs were recovered by the Essex Police, DC Wolfgang Bird put Darren Nicholls forward for a £400 reward, to which Darren received. DC Bird then asked Darren for a drink, to which Nicholls gave him £50. And to top it all off, this duff 100 kilograms of cannabis was, according to Darren Nicholls, evidence for the motive for the murders. Yes, Darren Nicholls gets £350 and DC Bird gets £50, all paid by the public. So what if? Yes, what if my jury had been told that Darren Nicholls was arrested on the 13th of May 1996 and kept in Essex Police custody until the 23rd of October 1996. But within the first week of July 96, Darren Nicholls had contacted journalist Tony Thompson, who was sitting to the juror's left all throughout the trial. And then on Thursday the 1st of August 96, when still in Essex Police protected custody, and with DC Brown and DC Winston as Nicholls' witness protective officers, taking Nicholls to meet Tony Thompson and Caroline Dornier, who is Thompson's literary agent, at a private club called Two Bridges Place at Charing Cross. The meeting was for a book contract, also so Caroline could meet Darren Nicholls and get a feel of his character. Tony Thompson states that Caroline has never met a criminal before. Again on the 17th of August 96, a Saturday, Darren Nicholls signs 3 contracts, 2 of which Tony Thompson signs. This is still when Darren Nicholls is in police protected custody. The book contract, Blogs 19, was signed on Saturday the 14th of September 1996, still in police protected custody. The biggest deception. That deception played by the Essex Police and the CPS was the disclosure of Darren Nicholls' police custody record. Before the trial started, we was disclosed only Nicholls' custody record from the 13th of May 96 until the 28th of July 96. This was because we were told at trial that from the 28th of July, Darren Nicholls was moved to a safe house and in the witness protection scheme. My legal team at trial was told that we could not ask Nicholls questions about where he was housed after that date, because he would not answer those questions because of the safety of his family, so we never asked. But now that we have the custody record for the 28th of July to the 23rd of October 96, it clearly shows that of the following, on the 1st of August 96, there were no entries at all for this day. On the 17th of August 96, Darren Nicholls is out with DC Winston from 2:30pm to 10:30pm doing laundry and recreation. On the 14th of September 96, Darren Nicholls is out with DC Brown from 11:30am until 4:50pm, and the custody record is stamped for court and escort. If my legal team had had the full custody record before trial, we could have asked Darren Nicholls just who was this Tony Thompson person who shows up on the custody record for the very first time as visiting Nicholls on the 24th of November 1996. This is after Nicholls has been in HMP Woodhill for 1 month. So in all that time that Darren Nicholls, Tony Thompson or Carry-On Dornier had meetings, there was none at an Essex police station. But once Darren Nicholls had been put into the prison system and then taken out again, Tony Thompson is shown on the custody record. Funny that. The book contract advance was $20,000, $3,500 paid to Nicholls on the 7th of October 96, which was a full 7 days before Nicholls gave evidence my old style committal on the 14th of October 96. Darren Nicholls signed, so did Tony Thompson, to a contract with London Weekend Television on the 22nd of May 97. That was for the sum of $35,000 he stood to make, states Thompson. Trial started on the 1st of September 97. This TV contract was that Nicholls and Thompson had to make a video diary for 30 hours, and it must be before, during and after my trial. This video footage was done by Nicholls during the trial when he was at Harlow police station. The public and me have truly been deceived by the Essex police, Darren Nicholls and Tony Thompson. The conspirators: Darren Nicholls, DC Wolfgang Bird and DC Phil Stimpson in March to May 96 before was arrested on the 13th of May 96 conspired together in conning some £400 from the public funds. Darren Nicholls, DC Michael Brown, DC Chris Winston and Detective Superintendent Brian Story, all of the Essex police, conspired together from the 13th of May 96 into the 20th of January 98 in conning the public out of millions of pounds of taxpayers' money. Their millions are in the form of a waste of millions on an Essex police murder investigation, a waste of millions on a public trial but not giving the jury the full facts, i.e. customs records, etc. A waste of millions by way of a Criminal Cases Review Commission investigation for 3 years. A waste of millions on a new police investigation by the Herefordshire Police on behalf of the CCRC. That police investigation ran from March 2003 to October 2004. The Essex Police and the CPS have been working on its appeal from the CCRS referral on the 21st of December 2004. That has been even more internal police investigation, which must account to some hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' money. There must be millions and millions of taxpayers' money being spent on legal aid, both for my trial in 97-98 and for my now appeal, which is run from December 2005 until January 2006. How can the public stop this from keep happening? The answer is by applying the very same rule of law to the police officer throughout the UK as to that which applies to the public. That is, if you break the rule of the law, you will go to prison. And it is that very threat of prison that keeps most of the public in order. But by having police officers who think and work above the rule of the law and who know that the CPS will not prosecute police officers and send them to prison like the rest of us, and then it is and does happen, let bent and corrupt police officers in the UK to run or walk over the rule of law. If our UK police can shoot a man dead for having a chair leg in a bag, or more so, a young man walking down on the underground to get the tube with no bag on who the police believe is a bomber and justify their murderous actions by saying that it was done to protect the public or that the police officers or public lives were in great danger, There is no doubt, and I know we are not safe from a very, very small portion of our UK police. Condoning and not condemning. The fact that Mr. Monday QC and the CPS are fighting my appeal from the time the CCRS referred my case back to Court of Appeal on the 21st of December 2004 is starting and sending out a message to witnesses in forthcoming trials and media reporters that they can sell and buy criminal stories and make money out of it. What Mr. Monday, CPS and the Essex Police should be doing from the High Court room is condemning what Darren Nicholls, DC Brown, DC Winston and Tony Thompson have been up to in preventing the course of justice. No. What Mr. Monday, QC, CPS and the Essex Police are saying is, yes, Darren Nicholls did deceive all the Essex Police and CPS by contacting and selling his story to Tony Thompson, and that Darren Nicholls and Thompson deliberately concealed their meeting when in police custody and control, i.e. the Essex Police did not know what Darren Nicholls was up to. The CPS and Essex Police sold the public and media my trial, to which the public paid millions of pounds for. We can say sold hook, line and sinker. And that's just what Mr. Monday QC, CPS and the now Essex Police are all saying to themselves, i.e. the public are dopey enough and we are the Essex Police and CPS who would not believe us. Conspiracy formula. The fact that DC Wolfgang Bird, DC Phil Stimpson, Darren Nicholls, Michael Steele and Jack Womes was all under arrest over a controlled police importation in May 1996 put the Essex Police in a very, very, very desperate position. The formula: desperate police multiplied by the greedy Darren Nicholls, multiplied by the greedy Tony Thompson, multiplied by the use of public money equals 9 years, 4 months of my family and myself's life. The public may not have suffered over the millions that have been conned out of them in the last 9 years, but I can tell you that my wife and my 2 children, along with my mum, my dad, my brother and my sister, have suffered like hell. I am going to conclude this by saying that common law is there for the public. The public are the jury. If the media is the public voice, then it needs to do some shouting about what has gone on in my conviction and my appeal to stop this from happening again. Jack Arthur Womes.